Hello, welcome back to Let's Run Shadowrun Hong Kong. Sound a little bit pepper, at least to my own ears, maybe not to others. Let's see, we did just do the run with, oh no, Ares, Asia Holdings, yada yada yada. We did just do the run to go help Gobbet and save her old home. I'm ready to go when you are. If it doesn't hurt to do a last-minute inspection, message me from the MTR station when you are ready. Okay, so actually, if I remember correctly, he does have a payday involved on his mission. But we're going to do something minor because those two missions are going to be, I think, dangerous. Character missions, by and large, are dangerous. As you saw with Gobbet. The clanking of metal, followed by grunts from hard exercise, erupt from the hatchway of Roos Cabin. The first thing you notice when you enter is its renewed cleanliness. The food cans are gone, and his equipment is neatly laid out on his bedding. Everything is in its place. The next thing you notice is the smell. It's like a middle school locker room in July. Wu finishes his jumping jacks, grabs a towel off his bunk, and his exposed flesh gleams with perspiration. Hey. Oh, how's it going? Better. He scrubs his sweaty head with the towel. I let myself wallow for a while, but now it's time to turn things around. We have work to do. What's your deal? What did you think about that last run? I wasn't on the last run, Killian. I assume it came out okay since you're here to ask about it. Still thinking about Edward Sang. Compartmentalize. Edward Sang is a topic in the file cabinet in my head. I'm only thinking about Raymond now, finding out what happened to him. What really happened to him. Taking it a moment at a time, huh? That's me, Mr. Focus. We're getting close to the plastic-faced man, Duncan. I know. I haven't stopped thinking about him since we first saw him in that video. The one where he attacked Raymond in the tea house. He wipes down one side of his neck with the towel, folds it, wipes down the other side. Listen, Killeen, I'm not going to press you to take me with you when you head out to snatch him. You take the right people for the job, and then you get the job done, okay? But I want to be there when you interrogate him. I want to hear what he has to say with my own ears. Are you going to have a problem with that? As long as the extraction team remains my decision, I have no trouble with you being at the interrogation. Very generous of you, he flashes his pearly whites. Like I said, you can take me with you on the run or not, so your call, but I intend to be there for the fun part. Ooh, this is about Raymond, not hurting people for kicks. Knock off the easy Duncan crab, Killian. I'm not doing anything for kicks. This is the guy who knows what the hell is going on. And the one who may have killed Raymond, and I'm going to squeeze him until I find out what he knows. Just promise me you'll be able to control yourself, otherwise we are going to have a problem. This is Raymond we're talking about. I'm not going to screw this up, I promise. Who drops his hands to his side and closes the gap between you. His voice is calm, sober, deliberate. You told me you were resentful when I took off, but maybe it was about how Raymond handled the thing with Double Tray? No, it was about how you disappearing for 8 years without a word, but we're past that now. Wu pulls his right elbow across his chest with his left hand. Gets a good stretch. But that was a messed up night. A lot of things happened. I wouldn't be surprised if some, I don't know, emotions got jumbled together. About the fight with Raymond. Yeah, mostly. We'd butted heads before. I'd broken plenty of his rules in the past, but I'd never seen him so disappointed. I'm not sure why. Why don't you walk through it from the beginning and start with when Lockjaw showed up at Ray's house? Wu pulls his left elbow across his chest and lets out a little groan. Oh, so this was 2045. Years after the summer we moved in with Raymond. We hadn't seen DT or Lockjaw or any of the gang in forever. Raymond's rules, no contact with our hoodlum friends, no visiting the squat to check up on them. Right, he insisted. We weren't even allowed to see that Atzlin family and the dog. The past is just a story. If you can accept that, your past loses all power over you. You and that damn dog, I swear you two should have moved in together and left us out of it. The way I remember it, We woke up in the middle of the night, and there was Lockjaw standing in our room covered in blood. My first thought was that Raymond was going to kill us. Can you imagine? There's a teenage Salish Indian covered in blood in our bedroom. My first thought was that I was going to might get in trouble for it. We just started our new life. We were safe for the first time ever. We didn't want to blow it. I know I didn't want to go back to the Barrens. He had it good. We had it good at Raymond's. Wu throws his elbow behind him, twists at the brace. So Lockjaw's bleeding all over our bedroom, and you're whisper yelling, "Where's DT? What happened to Double Tray?" 5 minutes later, we're dressed in black and on our way to the Barrens. Oh, what the hell? We had to. Of course, if it wasn't for Double Tray, neither of us would be here right now. DT was the one who took us to the teen center and introduced us to Raymond. Man, that was messed up night. The 162s had overrun the Leary squat, better positioned to take on the nukes. Benzo and Tusk were bleeding out, the Hernandez family was half eaten, and Lil Joe, that streetwalker with the electric false eyelashes, was lying on the floor in two parts. But we got Double Tray out alive. He was the only one, though. Wu stares at his boot. I can still hear Lockjaw screaming as the ghouls took him down. When the 162s wanted something, they did not play. Anyway, all of that was just lead-up. But still, it speaks to my state of mind that night. Why wouldn't I back down when Raymond met us all at the door? You two really went at it. We both had the strength of the righteous. You and I had broken his rules out of loyalty, not of gratitude. He just didn't get that. But can you see it from his perspective? Now I can, yeah. He didn't just think we had broken his rules or that we'd backslid. He thought we'd been playing him the whole year, that we were still street hoods. No wonder he was so furious. He felt betrayed. But you were able to get him to calm down and see reason, get him to see my side of the story. And all you said was that one thing. That one thing he said his mother used to say to him when he was being opposite. What the hell was it? He who understands badly listens badly. Listen to what you know instead of what you fear. People do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. I like this one. Listen to what you know instead of what you fear. Listen to what you know instead of what you fear. Wu nods his head, remembering. Yeah, that what you fear thing really got to him. Still, not sure why. I think we can guess. Past that wall over there. Using his mother's words on him really did the trick. I wonder what kind of childhood he had. But the way he looked at you after that... I know. I think I may have been part of... I think that... Crazy. He was furious with you, but all I did was quote his mother, and I got the big chill. Maybe he's got mommy issues, Wu chuckles humorously. Who knows? Maybe I've got a few daddy issues to deal with, too. I guess I should try and keep an open mind when I see him. Let's talk later. Anytime. Okay. Gobbet's response to last run is going to be heavy. Noelle, you're back. Need something? Any thoughts about that? Any thoughts about that last run? You know what drives me crazy about Gobbet? She does sit like this all the time. She doesn't think about anything. Not about the risks she takes, not about the consequences of her actions or how her behavior can hurt her friends. She just jumps headfirst into whatever crazy scheme she's got in her head and damn everyone else. Maybe after all this, she'll finally learn her lesson. I have to say, I didn't expect to get off the sinking ship without blowing it apart. My money was on setting fire to the whole contraption and letting it burn. You really pulled out all the stops. I can't believe we had to face down some kind of rat demon god thing, but we did. I'm sure there's a lesson in there somewhere, but I'll be damned if I know what it is. Anything else you wanted to know? I have a question about the walled city. All right, go ahead. That's all for now. Can we talk about something else? Please. To be honest, I won't say anything else would be preferable. I've got to go, Isabel. Sure. Drop by any time. Oh, I did the wrong timbre. Sure. Drop by any time. timbre, rhythm, something like cadence. Here we go. Stepping into Gobbet's cabin, you'd find her crouching on the floor. She appears to be midway through a valiant struggle against an enormous pastry. Her cheeks bulge out like a chipmunk's, and wispy threads of pork floss hang from her crumb-speckled lips. She glances up at you, her eyes wide with alarm. I really do not get the appeal of meat-filled pastries. Well, one, I do like ham and cheese roll-ups or turkey and cheese roll-ups that my mom used to make, but I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that it's cold instead of hot. Oh well. Most of the ones you buy in stores are cold. I guess you can get heated ones, but I don't know. Most of the meat rolls don't appeal to me. Weird. Her jaw works to manage the enormous quantity of crispy dough in her mouth, but she doesn't seem to be making much headway. Just concentrate on eating, Gobbet. We can talk when you're done. Oof. You're getting wordier as I go along. You're going into my natural proclivities. Oh well. She struggles to move her jaw, but her mouth is stuffed too full for her to make much headway. She gestures feebly toward a pitcher of water on the ground near you. Hand her the pitcher. She tilts back the pitcher and sucks down its contents. As water pours in her mouth, she's slowly able to work the food stored in her cheeks. Finally, she lowers the water pitcher, coughing. Okay, yeah. Note to self, the pastry terrace on Prince Edward Road makes them dry. She takes another swig from the pitcher, grimacing. Moist green apple and jellied trotter my ass. That thing was like a desert made of pig. Maybe you shouldn't have tried to cram the entire thing into your mouth at once. I was challenging myself for science, and it wasn't the whole pastry, it was just half of one. She lifts the remaining pastry for your inspection. The pork floss that coats its exterior looks almost festive. It's more reminiscent of a beige, curly tinsel than it is food. You, want the rest? Thank you, but no, I was hoping we could talk. She drops the mangled pastry into a clean pot on the floor. Suit yourself, I'll have it later. So, you probably want to talk about what happened on the raft, huh? I think that in your place I probably would. I mean, that was kind of a thing, right? Any thoughts about that last run? Yeah, of course I do. I mean, it was kind of a big deal, you know? We've already said pretty much everything there is to be said, though, haven't we? I mean, it's not like we didn't go over this already with the important lessons about responsibility and all that. Let's talk about what happened on the sinking ship. We didn't actually talk about it yet, because I skipped down to the second question. Oh, right. Chat options. Right, let's go back. Yeah, we can do that. First off, I should thank you. You and Iz came to help me, even though I didn't ask you to, or want you to. Actually, maybe I should be upset about that, but the important thing is you did help me. I'm not going to say I couldn't have handled it without you, but it would have been really, really dicey. You can say that again. The situation that raft was pretty bad. I don't think you could have done much, Gobbet, not after seeing what Malvina had turned into the lower level into. I think this encouragement... You'd have been fine. Me and Iz, we just made it a little bit easier for you. Though I suspect you would have had to scuttle the ship if you had not had us. Yeah, sure you did. Thanks. She manages a half smile. On the bright side, we overthrew Malvina and put the raft back in Cad's hands. That feels pretty great. And the shiny objects at the bottom of Hong Kong Bay, lodged in a bank of silt and crab shit. That's pretty much where it belongs. But I've got to admit, something is gnawing at me. Before you and Iz showed up, I was going to sink the raft. I'd gotten halfway through arming the charges. I was going to send the whole sinking ship down in flames. Everyone on it would have died. Cad, Yasmin, all of them. All because I made up my mind early, and I didn't want to change it. Kind of makes me think, How many times before now have I done something that seemed like the right thing, you know, followed my gut like I taught you without realizing that there was a better option? This whole introspection thing kind of sucks. And I've got to say, she looks at you scowling, it's much more comforting to just assume that all of my past decisions were right. Sure it is. It's intellectually dishonest, but it's definitely comforting. She bites her lower lip. Yeah, you know, Seattle, you aren't helping my mood any. I'm kind of having a tough time over here. She begins pace, kicking piles of dirty clothes and blankets out of the way. And I go and glance at my room. Need to do some cleaning. Thrusting her hands into the pockets, she fishes out Madness and Folly and tosses them down onto her cot. I don't do this very often. Reflecting is for mirrors, not devastatingly attractive street shamans. I don't know how you hand-wringers deal with feeling this way. Watch what you're calling a hand-wringer. You're the one who's torn up about this, not me. It's pretty simple. We acknowledge our mistakes and our near misses, and we own up to them. By hand-wringers, do you mean people who learn from their mistakes? There we go. I like this one. This one's kind of snarky, but I don't want to be snarky in this situation. I'll be snarky when a friend is with. Actually, yeah, when I've been snarky, it's when the friend has been in pretty good condition. I've been snarky with Gobbet quite a lot, but it's not when she's hurting like this. It's pretty simple. We acknowledge our mistakes and our near misses, and we own up to them. Okay, I've pretty much got that step covered. What's next? What comes after this? After you suffered through your embarrassment for a while, you try to learn something from it. Huh? Your way is boring, Seattle, and it's complicated and comes with way too many bad feelings. She scowls. But yeah, I get it. There's probably even some value there. I'm never going to start second-guessing everything that I do, though. That just isn't me. Good, because that would be dumb. Don't question yourself before circumstances give you a reason to. Right, that makes sense, I guess. All right, Seattle, I'll give it a shot. Who knows? Maybe there's some value in hand-wringing after all? I guess we'll have to see. You're 19, right? 19. Yeah. Assuming orc brain chemistry works similarly to human brain chemistry, since technically they're a subspecies, not a different species. Let's see. Yeah, you have about 6 more years before your brain chemistry your brain development sort of settles down. You're getting, you're starting to come into long-term assessment capabilities. Now, some people have them already by this point, but it always gets better once you come out of the teens and you start getting into the 20s. All your long-term assessing should get better. Anyway, things turned out the way they did, and I don't know what might have happened if we tried to do something different, but there's one thing I can say for certain. Things are better in Hong Kong Bay than they were before we went to the sinking ship. We did some good out there, that's something. Yes, it is. Oh, actually, there are 2 things that I can say for certain. I think that Rat is happy that the shiny object is gone. She fishes in her pocket for a few seconds, then produces a chunk of stone, the size of a marble. It appears to be made of the same marbled red jade that the shiny object was. Check it out, she gave me a present. Gobbet, are you sure that came from Rat? Of course I am. I had a vision. It had colorful lights, dancing rodents, the works. And when the world came back into focus, this magic marble was in the palm of my hand. She tosses the stone into the air and catches it with her other hand. Neat, huh? Now, I don't know quite how it works yet, but I'm sure it does something. I mean, it has to, right? Rat wouldn't just give me a normal rock. She's a trickster and all, but that'd be mean. So mark my words, the next time we're in the field, something magical is going to happen. I mean, literally magical. It'll be a journey of discovery for both of us. I'll be looking forward to that. I think that's actually an explanation for some of her improvements. Like the combat package that Isabel got is kind of the explanation for some of her improvements on her leveling. Me too. And thank you, Seattle. I really, really mean that. You can fly by my side anytime. Thanks, Gobbet. Okay, did I turn my... Yep, I did turn my timer on. Okay, so I don't think I've talked to all the merchants yet. But it's fairly easy to know that for sure. We just come down here to Crafty. You're moving fast. We did not get any money off of that. I wonder if we can sell some metadata. A sight unexpected from the Windows Slapdash product displays. Your model has changed. Strikes you as you walk through the shop. Everything is clean. Unusually clean, not spotless. A nearby food plate resting atop a small collection of books speaks to that. But otherwise, the piles of journals and notebooks and books from before are for the most part on shelves and organized. The shopkeeper is nowhere to be seen. You don't remember whether an open sign was on the front door, but the handle turned easily enough. Someone must be here. You approach the front counter and see a service bell. Ring the bell. You hear a thump followed by a loud shit. Crafty leaps up from behind the counter, rubbing the top of her head, a duster in her other hand. Her eyes widen when she sees you. Noelle! Wow, you've been busy. Feel like I've walked into another dimension. Crafty waves your comment away. I was getting hounded by some of my regular patrons, maybe a sanitation officer or two. You see the urgency in her eyes as she leans forward. That doesn't matter. Noelle, I found it. The thing we've been searching for. I know what's happening inside the walled city. Well, is everything okay? No, definitely not. The Amakings, they're real. Whoa. That's a big leap from imaginary monsters. Crafty's eyes hold your gaze with an unshakable intensity. I'm serious. You know me, I'm the last person to start believing in Santa Claus, much less my mother's ravings, but this is solid. The Amakings are real and they're coming. She lays her palms flat on the counter, almost breathless. They've been on their way to the walled city since the place was built. The dreams, they're portents of their coming, omens manifested as dreams. Still, just think about it. The strange things we've been dreaming. The sensations, the hunger, asleep or awake, it affects us all the time, anywhere. The connection, we're all in or near the walled city, itself a beacon for disaster. Something or some things have noticed the city, and now we're noticing them. In everything that's happened in the walled city, it's been the Amakings all along? No, not quite. I don't think the Amakings are the cause of the walled city's corruption. They're the effect. Something in the walled city has so polluted the feng shui of the place that it's acting as a magnet for malevolent astral beings. Mom was right. There's something at work in the walled city. I don't know if it's a curse or something else, but there's something deeply unnatural at work in that place. Her words shake. I'm so sorry, Mother. I thought I was closing my eyes to your madness, but all I did was prevent myself from seeing the truth, from seeing what was unfolding right in front of me. So we've basically got astral predators heading our way, and your image has changed. Can the Amakings leave the walled city? Why would they? The curse, or whatever it is that is attracting the Amakings to the walled city, has turned the city into an ideal hunting ground. With a practiced sweep of her hand, she tucks a strand of hair behind her ear. A foggy handprint slowly disappears from the counter where her hand was pressed. Have you ever heard of terraforming? It's an old science fiction idea. You make a planet, like the moon or something, into an Earth-like environment to support human habitation. That's what's happening in Walled City, only in reverse, on an astral level. I think that pent-up toxic key in the Walled City is turning the place into an extension of the Amaking's home plane, making the environment there hospitable for them. They won't range beyond it for the same reason you wouldn't leave a bathysphere in the deep ocean. But as we've seen, that corruption is spreading. It's already starting to seep into Hayoi. If left unchecked for another 30 or 40 years, who knows what might happen. Are these the beings that broke your mother? The Amakings weren't directly responsible for Mom's corruption. It was caused by the root problem that which attracted the Amakings to the city in the first place, the poison at the bottom of the well. Whatever it is, it's been there from the very beginning, and it's in no way natural. People did this. I sup... Hmm. Your mother sacrificed a lot for her research. I know where you're coming from, Noel, but my mother still allowed herself to be corrupted. She put herself in the way of evil, and it took her not a second thought for anyone else. Her research has given us valuable resources. I'm glad these journals, these pieces of mine, can be used to arm ourselves against the Alma Kings. The knowledge it's given us will help in the trials to come. Let's backtrack for a moment. This is big, Crafty. Huge. At your words, an unusual mood washes over Crafty. She raises her hands and grips her tattooed arms, hugging her chest. Please, Noel, you have to stop it. This evil, for yourself, for my mother, for every man, woman, and child in the walled city in Hayoi. Nobody outside of our community will care about this. They've already written people like us off. It's what's happening here is to be undone. We have to be the ones to undo it. Of course, this city is just as important to me as it is to you. I'll do whatever I can to stop the Alma Kings. The Alma Kings, thank you, really, thank you. You watch her relax, her shoulders ease. But again, the Alma Kings are the symptoms. They're the symptom that's going to kill everyone, but they're the symptom. Okay, I need to take care of some things on my end. You take care of things on yours. We'll do. Good luck, Noel. Okay, I could buy... I don't have any money to buy anything. Okay, so remember what Isabel said, that the Yama Kings couldn't be real, or the body count would be so much higher? That's because they're not here yet. And the stories of the Yama Kings is just people hearing them coming. Anyway, it's time for a new video. See you in the next one.